another round of applause for Lionel and Raja for I hardly have the lingual agility to read Dr. Seuss out loud, so that was really good. But what I'm here to talk about today is something really important to me, and that's comedy and what should be allowed to be joked about. And personally, I think every topic should be allowed to be joked about in the right hands. If you were incredibly ill, you would trust, we have some of the best heart surgeons here at Cleveland Metro Hospital, I think. So people from all over the world come to Cleveland to get their heart done here because they're the best. You trust them. Just like you trust the biggest names in comedy, Amy Schwimmer, Louis C.K., to make you laugh about sensitive issues. When you start censoring what we can joke about, well, first, the thing that makes some of these controversial things so funny is how they're apparent. Raja talked a lot about sexism and this dual standard that women have to play, and a lot of comics or television shows address that, and it makes us laugh because it's true, and if we started censoring that, we might just forget about that or maybe stop thinking about it as much. I'm not saying it's right for what a lot of people said in this book, the Arlington Cemetery photo or that tweet online about Africa. Those aren't funny things. They took a gamble, and that's something you could maybe say in the confines of a few friends that you really know, but when you put something on social media, you're speaking to an auditorium of millions, the entire world. And unless you really know how to work the nuances of comedy, you might come off as an asshole. And you can't take back what you said. Again, I don't condone I feel so bad for what happened to these people who got destroyed by shaming, but we're all on the court of public opinion daily, and if you say the wrong things, it could really ruin things. But back to the point of comedy, a lot of these things online are said, I think, just out of, to be blunt and maybe to get a shock laugh, and that's wrong. And you shouldn't be shocked when people get offended by offensive things. People try to hide behind, oh, it's just a joke. No, what Doug Stanhope says is a joke. What you said is just incredibly offensive. You're not thinking about, I don't know. Just don't let these terrible examples make all topics taboo. Really, it should be everything's okay to joke about, or nothing is. And it doesn't just stop at stand-up comedians. It talks about our favorite television shows that make us think, movies, plays that push the issue. So, I guess in summation, keep being open-minded. Think about the profession. Leave these really complex issues to the professionals, and just laugh. That's all that's important, is laughter.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, next up we have Patrick Warner. Patrick's up.
She once told me, I wish I didn't care, because everything would be a lot easier. She forced herself to say it's okay. But with all the mirrors in the sky, her reflection becomes blurry, her value becomes dust as she wonders, what do I get out of this? Because when loans quicken over Uncle Sam's roof, she bends over backwards to the crest of her hill split in half, yet she's only recognized when Indians cavalier and dog pounds. When legends go into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, yet she's legend for being rocked and rolled. Her chagrin falls deep. In the projects, her son, Morris Black, was born, but died when bullets flew like Buckeyes, hitting innocent Buckeyes men. So many bodies on Buckeye. Her daughter's name is Claire. Claire, now saint for walking miles down a man's field until Lee rode by, pinning down her self-esteem as he began to shake her to heights where fear felt superior. Oh, Holy Mother. Forecasting rainstorms down her face, avoiding the lake she sleeps on. Oh, Holy Mother. Gambling with the horse's shoe to find self-worth. Oh, Holy Mother. I hope one day you learn to care. And your name? Cleveland.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, next up we have Johnny Duncan. He's getting his music set, I think. You good, Johnny?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Woo! Woo!
Hello? How y'all doing?
All right.
Thank God I'm living and I'm forgiven for all this sinning, and not to mention, thank God I'm living and I'm forgiven for all this sinning, and not to mention, I thank God I'm living and I'm still breathing. He's the king for blessings, and I don't need to be depressing, no stressing. I'll be alright. I'm glad that he's in my life. I gotta say it twice. He is so nice. I thank God 'cause I'm in my life. I would not change for nobody but God, 'cause he changed me for me. He delivered me. He changed me. Yeah. Thank God I'm living and I'm forgiven for all this sinning, and not to mention, thank God I'm living and I'm forgiven for all this sinning, and not to mention, thank God I'm living and I'm forgiven for all this sinning, and not to mention, thank God I'm living and I'm forgiven for all this sinning, not to I say Jesus is the only reason I'm still breathing. Understand this, you know I'm rapping for the kingdom. Tell a testimony, it can save a life. See, I don't know about y'all, but I'm down with Christ. It's the only way to go, the only way to be. And understand this, cause Jesus died for me on Calvary. Can't you see a lot of people take God for granted? That's sad. But understand, I'ma still spread the message. Thank God I'm living and I'm forgiven for all this sinning, and not to mention, thank God I'm living and I'm forgiven for all this sinning, and not to mention, thank God I'm living and I'm forgiven for all behind. Suitcase of memories. Time after, sometimes you picture me. I'm walking too far ahead. You're calling to me. I can hear what you said. Then you say, go slow. I fall behind. The second hand unwind. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. After my picture fade and darkness has turned to gray, watching through windows, you're wondering if I'm okay. Secrets stolen from deep inside. The drum beats out of time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. You say, go slow. I fall behind. The second hand unwind. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. Time after time. Time after time. Time after time. Thank you.
Thanks, Johnny, for reminding us the flip side of shame is grace. Thank you. Okay, and now we have Miss Caitlin. All right.
Many years ago, I had a nightmare that after hearing about claustrophobia, one day I would get so paralyzed from fear I wouldn't be able to leave my closet. Not be able to step outside and see the sunlight ever again. And I thought, there's no way I could live in a world that was so terrifying. Years later, in my junior year of high school, that's exactly what happened. In order to stay in our school district, I had to live with me and my brother in an apartment without my mom, without my older sister, without my dad. No one, just the two of us. And I became so afraid. At night, I couldn't leave my closet. I would do my laundry on Sundays, and then we had to live on $5 pizzas because I couldn't cook. I could hardly do my homework. I had to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to be a part of this stupid program to get college credits. I was afraid, and I couldn't even say it. I would call people, and I couldn't say anything because if I told people I was staying without my mom, we could get in trouble. All the hard work she had put into keeping us in the school district would disappear. And that was just the beginning. I couldn't talk about that. And then I couldn't talk about the way I couldn't talk about my parents' divorce. I just couldn't. I couldn't talk about how my uncle was in jail and wasn't allowed out to go to our grandfather's funeral. I couldn't talk about how I felt so ashamed of my body. I couldn't swim once I turned 11. I couldn't talk about how whenever I went outside, the way that people looked at me and saw a child because I'm short and other things. Well, I have Turner syndrome, and because of that, I can't have kids. And when I found out about this, I couldn't talk about it. And it was the same year that two of my cousins had their first children. And I couldn't tell them how it made me feel so alone that now they were going down this different path. I couldn't tell them how ashamed I was that they had fell for different peer pressures and drinking and smoking. I couldn't tell them. And I thought it was peer pressure. I dismissed it. I told myself I was stronger than that. That if you can say no to the people and the feelings that you have to be somebody but you're not, then everything will be okay. As long as I was okay with not being invited to parties, if I was okay with the choices that I have made, everything will be all right. But I still hated myself. I still hated the way that my life is turning out. And maybe it's because of shame. Maybe it's because for the first time, I learned it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to say all the things that hurt. It's okay to say you're offended. It's okay. And someday, it'll be for the better. Because you know how it feels not to be okay. You can tell other people. And that way, you can finally heal.